what we actually see, and it's Arabia. Alright, so considering civilizations, we have Santeria as Chinese, Sanin as Mongol, and Quran as Han. And against them, we have Dynamotor as Han, Rafex as Mayan, and Kinproxia as Spanish. So quite a different civilizations. Just Hans are the commonality there, but otherwise everything quite different. The first we have a look at is again Santeria as the host, and we see that he has hunt quite close to his TC, gold, well, quite a lot of gold, 3 gold piles right next to his TC together with the boar. Second boar there as well, and stone 1, 2, quite nicely as well. So yeah, this map seems to be pretty favorable and kinda okay for him to start this game on. Moving on to his teammates, that's for example Kuran as a red. Some stone at the back and the promontory here, together with gold and a lot of hunt just behind the forest, and he just found it. Yeah, switching into Kuran. I don't think he missed it. Yep, he knows about it, so he'll be quite swiftly going for it, maybe with the mill, because that's a lot of them, so that could be worth it. Gold at the top as well. Or here, does he know about it? No, he doesn't. But through this sheep, he just might. If he actually sends the sheep there. So let's return for that once he does. If he does, and another boar is here at the back. Yeah, of which he knows. Oh, he knows at least of one of them. Pretty much okay. And what he needs, and looking at the last from kLu, that's Sanin. Knows about the boar because it's right inside his base. Does he know about the second one and the hunt behind the forest? Well, he's soon enough. Ah yeah, he knows, He's already luring the boar that was closest to him right to his base. But yeah, he's just trying to make it stay at this TC, so that's a pretty good idea right there. But right now it's moving somewhere, and yep, he needs to kill it as soon as possible. So that's what he does. He will collect the rest of the sheep, and efficiency quite nicely achieved. His base seems kinda okay, gold at the back, stone at the back as well. Does he have anything at the front? Well, just a relic it seems, and extra stone. It's kinda okay position. Yeah, a bit of gold at the forefront, that's more like at the middle of the map, but I don't really think he will be needed anytime soon, seeing those 3 gold piles at the back. The first to have a look at from red will be Conquerors, stone at the forefront together with the gold, and a bit of hunt here. So let's switch into Proxia. Should be aware, yep, he is well aware of it. But is he aware of the forefront? Yeah, he knows. And he actually has just discovered where his nearest opponent, green, is. So he right now knows what's happening. And what's the rest of his base looking like? Another stone, gold. Well, so far I saw just 2 gold piles. Oh, is there maybe some third? No, not really. Only this far, and that's more like yellows. But he has a relic at the back and another gold here. Yeah, so that's the third gold I was looking for. The pocket for red is Rafex, who is playing Mayan, so that's pretty decent, and maybe coming in for a sling. Well, we see soon enough. And his base, 1 gold, second gold. He's already trying to make sure that the deer are actually right next to his TC, already butchering the second pig, and he will be needed quite soon. Yep, but he will have to make sure that this one doesn't run away for some weird reason. Otherwise, gold, stone, gold, yeah, everything pretty safe. The last one to have a look at from red is Dynamotor, and he's quite far away from his yellow teammate. That's really a ton of ground to cover between him and his teammate, and if he's under pressure from red, might be having a hard time actually defending by himself, especially if he's doubled maybe with help from Santeria. Well, we'll see, I guess. Anyway, he's already building barracks here, trying to build a kind of a semi-natural wall, so that he doesn't have to build all that many palisades or stone walls or anything. Put at the forefront here as well, gold 1, 2, just 2 stones, and where's the third gold? Ah, here at the back. Okay, that's pretty much safe together with the hunt as well. So, yeah, he's more or less covered. If he walls reasonably, he'll be kind of safe. He's here wall, here, he could be kind of safe from everybody. Right now we can see that Sanin is the first to advance into feudal age. Right behind him are Mutra and Kuran, so that seems like kLu will be really fast off. Let's switch into Rafex. Or I was rather looking at Sanin. He's maybe already receiving some resources from someone. Well, let's see, I guess. Eric's finished. And a bit of fight here between scouts, but he has an extra help from the Billy, so that means that King Proxia scout has to retreat. And unfortunately for him, he will die. Yep, he just died, so that's kinda unfortunate for Grey. Even though he's protecting his village quite nicely through the palisade wall, he just lost his scout, and he's not having a good enough line of sight. He knows that his opponent is there, but still, he hasn't discovered anything else, and that's really not enough line of sight. And he might be in trouble because of that. So he won't really be aware of what his opponents are planning. So he better be careful about that. So what's Sanin actually doing right now? Is he building some militia for some rush or something? No, not really. He's just right now aiming for some extra echo. And yeah, here he is, Scout Cavalry. So he will be going for Grey quite soon, and as soon as now, because right now he has two scouts. He's starting one together with the first created, and he will have a go at Grey's release. There's some non-protected, well, a bit of wood there, but not for long. As you can see, Grey is very well aware of what is going on, and he will be protected quite nicely, so I'm not really thinking that blue will be Grey. Yeah, the last color I was thinking about. Green will be having any luck with trading. But right now he just has to scout and see for himself that that will really be the case. Yeah, right now he sees that that won't really be anything good for him, but still he's able to keep Grey from stone, which is valuable, and second stone is here, and it's also not protected for him. We can possibly keep Grey out of stone, which is important because he would just keep him from any resources for a possible castle or even extra town centers for a boom, so he will be kinda stranglehold it quite decently. In the meantime, Green is still building extra scouting cavalry, and he's maybe switching his attention to yellow. Yeah, he is. You can see that mark is being built, and right now yellow is not protected at all, and it seems like green will be taking advantage of that quite nicely. Yeah, trying to build a wall, but a bit too slow. And green has quite a lot of army here. So if we micro this properly, we might actually be able to stall yellow quite decently. And even though Rafex is right now advancing into castle as the first of all, followed closely by Santeria, still he'll be heading into some tougher times there. We have 3 scouts right now, one almost dead, but still with a bit of micro, Green can still do a lot of damage. He just killed 2 Willies. Yeah, that's third Willy dead. 1 scout lost, but that's not really bad. And right now you can see that orange is joining in the fun as well. Oh well, so that might be a bit difficult for yellow here. At the left though, you can see that blue has amassed quite a lot of army and is right now harassing Kuran. Doing pretty decent job of that, having a lot of archers. 1 pikeman, and yeah, that's because red is kinda slowish to respond. He wasn't really expecting this attack, and he has built some extra scouts, and they are converging on yellow. So right now it seems like everybody wants to get a piece of yellow. But red will have to be careful so that blue doesn't take a piece of him. Okay, so that was just scout thrown away. All the while though, eagle dead from yellow, and well, situation really getting kinda dire for Rafex. He's at 23 Willies. That's pretty bad, you can see. Sanin is right now at 34. So that's pretty bad. 22 villies just for Rafex. That's really seriously behind. Even though he's in Castle Age, might really result in a pretty bad game for him. You can see that he's fighting the scouts here with his villies. That means not gathering and also receiving damage from the scouts, and that green is not really giving up on anything. At the same time, on the left, blue is doing a decent job on red, trying to find his attention, but red is not really interested in it. He's just interested in killing yellow, and that's, I think, the correct strategy, because right now all they need to do is somehow kill them. Right now they need to stop this castle, or at least kill as many villages as they can. Yeah, red needs to do this, blue needs to join him with absolutely everything. Right now, or blue-green needs to join him. You see that green is gathering stone from grey and making life as difficult as he can. Building the tower, yeah, watchtower, so that's a good job. And a bit of Billy's dead, so very good job from red, and yellow is just falling behind, and even though he will be having a castle, not really thinking it will be enough. It seems like red somehow defended at least a bit, even though he's losing villies at the back. Still at 31, which is miles better than Rafex. And even though blue is doing a decent job with him, blue just did better with yellow. Right now you can see that red has given up and is returning home to finally put an end to this blue nuisance. And at the same time you can see that green is just occupying grey's base as much as he can. Very nicely built tower, just killing the villies on the stone. That was, I think, 4 were there. That's pretty bad for grey as well. He's right now at 25, and you can see that the gap is just widening by the seconds, really. The situation is pretty bad. Pretty bad, because you can see that grey is not able to gather nor gold nor stone. Right now his only chance is that he can actually finish this castle. So can actually green stop him? Yeah, he's sending the villies here to build another watchtower, and right now he will try. Yeah, he stopped because I also didn't think it was a brilliant idea. And right now, just guys thinking about GG, but saying that they should continue playing. Grey was able to build his castle, which means he has safe gold, more or less, even though it's still under the fire of the tower. But you can see that right now red, together with Santeria with orange, are able to defend against blue, which means that blue's days are more or less numbered right now. So even though he has the largest army and biggest score from red, right now army is dead. Well, not all of it, but these guys are kinda not really interesting enough, and it will take just this bit of army to kill it. And right now it will be red's time to attack, I think. Yellow is somehow trying to recuperate from the heavy losses of the village that he had, right now at 2 TCs. Right now at 2 TCs, but still quite far behind. Just 30 villies, whereas everybody from kLu has quite a lot. As you can see, Santeria 50. Well, just going very hard. He has 1, 2, so far 3, maybe 4, now just 3 TCs, but still quite a decent economy. 1 TC from green, but he doesn't really need it, he's just still stealing the stone from grey here. And grey finally killing the tower and getting some conquistadors up, so he might be interested in going into this release and even the score at least a bit. At the same time you can see that red has finally switched the battlefield from his base to blue's base. And blue is advancing into Castle Age, red is not yet. So red better do something, otherwise he will again find himself at the shorter end of the stick in the battle with blue. Right now a bit of blooms from yellow. Can they actually do something against green opponent? I'm not really thinking so, because green has quite a decent wall from the buildings and palisades. Which means that yellow shouldn't be getting anywhere close to his villies. Yeah, he's really closed up very nicely. It means that green is more or less safe, and I'm just going to switch into King Proxia because I can't believe that he doesn't know that his opponent is getting this stone, and he obviously doesn't. Well, that's curious, isn't it? So green is very safely gathering his stone. Well, isn't that interesting? He was trying to convert some of the archers, which is not really the cleverest idea, and he had to give up. But right now, the Conquistadors, he will be quite fine, because they don't really have all that much range, just 6. Well, that's it for this slow and small attack from red. The most interesting thing seems to be going on in the middle, where you can see some gathering point from orange. It's very hard to see on the minimap, but I notice it, luckily for us, as we now can see that this batch of knights are ready to do some scouting and killing, and if they go into blue, who isn't protected at all, it will be pretty surprising for blue, who is right now trying to attack, but not really sure that he has enough to actually do something reasonable to his opponent, especially with the extra knights from orange there. Yeah, you can see that the orange knights are closing in into blue, and they will take him off guard and kill some willies. Yep, so these 4 are pretty much toast right there. Well, fortunately for orange, not all of them, just 2 actually. And, well, can he switch into gold willies? Yeah, he can. Right now he should be seeing it, and yeah, he is. A bit to the left, otherwise they will run away from you, but... Oh yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one. That's going to be a lot of willies dead. That's a very good rate. That's a very good rate, and a lot of willies dead. Oh my. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Wow, that's like 10 willies dead, and that's, I think, a huge problem for blue right there. Anyway, let's switch into the middle of orange's base, where we could see some radiant from blooms. But really, it wasn't just blooms, it was also conquistadors, and orange is having a bit of problems actually dealing with it. Even though he's slowly killing those units, it's not really fast enough, and he's just losing units, but all it would take really would be for either grey or yellow to actually somehow, at least a bit micro, and they would be able to avoid any casualties at all, I think. But still, the nuisance is there, killing willies. Well, what's happening here? Well, blue somehow got around on the red's base and got at the back, but you can see he was a bit late for this town center, and the willies are safely protected together with the army. Crossbowmen are just being researched from Kuran, and once they are, I think it should be end to his blue army, because the numbers seem to be there for red. And this, yeah, this pretty much spells the end of the yellow-grey raid inside the orange base. You can see that yellow has just lost everything here and here as well, so that's safe hunting for orange, and I think he will be joining the battle somewhere at the front quite soon. Green right now is still sticking to his cavaleries. Right now scouts advance into light cavalry, and together with them a bit of priests, or rather monks. And well, unfortunately for him, just a battalion of conquistadors has just made their way into the midst, and well, they will be able to pick them off by one, but I think at least one should be converted. Yes, it is. Actually 2 were converted, so pretty good job, guys, with the books. Even though Grey is right now trying to do some decent micro in, those 2 conquistadors that were stolen for him are actually all that makes the difference right now, and kinda stops his attack in its tracks. Yellow though is kinda camped inside Grey's base, protecting him all the while. Green is still safely gathering here, and they're not even aware of this castle being dropped. Well, that's pretty brutal. That's pretty funny. Blue, no blue, green is camped right outside of Gray's field of view, like whole game. And still, Gray is not aware of it, and he will be aware of it once it's too late and once this castle is up. Yep, so that's bad news for Gray. And what's happening at the bottom? As we expected, the army from blue is dead, and right now red is joining into the attack on his blue opponent, but he's having a hard time actually finding a way through. He will have to go all around this forest, and this should give blue enough time to actually build enough army. So is he maybe thinking about some skirmishers maybe? Or is it just cavalry archers? Just cavalry archers, but he is receiving help from yellow, and that's quite a decent army here. And red just ran into something he didn't want to battle. Yep, good job. Good job, yellow. And right now we can see that red proxy has resigned. And he resigned basically because of this front castle, which means that base is right under attack, he can't really get it from his farms. And I kinda understand his position, yeah, it's really far away in everything. Just having 43 villies, Dynamotor 35, then you can see Clusanteria 105, Sun in 124, just a huge difference, and when you look at the score you can just see that it really shows. So yeah, there's the GG being called. GG being gold, and even though yellow did a pretty decent job as a pocket there, actually trying to defend his blue teammate, and together Grey as well, just right now discovered that Santeria has a lot of knights. They just met with his plumes, which means goodbye plumes. So GG, and kLu win this match 2-0. Let's look at the achievements. Santeria has total score best, and it's skilled now also as best and largest army. That's where the most of the points came from, and he also didn't have very bad echo. It was actually quite good. You can see that he had most gold collected and food collected. Decent. And yeah, green stone, most of it comes from Gray's base. And the raiding on yellow was really brutal at the beginning, and even though he could kinda recuperate from it, it just was a huge dent into his echo. And then blue suffered the same later on, just something you cannot come back from.